Today's episode brought to you by Office Crate, officecrate.biz.
Hey everyone, Andy with Average Guy Fishing, and today we're going to be making our own soft baits.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to need is some plastisol, some molds. We got a couple different ones, some glitter, and some sort of colorant. We got motor oil, and that's the motor oil, and then we got pumpkin brown. So I think today we're going to make some of the motor oil color. In a moment I'm going to go heat up the mixture and I'll be right back. Okay, now we got our mixture just right. It's supposed to look like syrup. Now we're going to add in our colorant. You got to be kind of quick with this before the stuff hardens up on you. And obviously the less amount of coloring, the more translucent the bait will be. So if you don't want a real dark bait, then don't use a lot of the colorant. We use a little bit more on this. And I'm trying to hurry, because once it starts sticking, then you got to go and reheat it and start over again, basically. So let's put just a little bit of glitter in there, not a whole lot. All right, let's go a little darker. Nice thing about this stuff is if it gets sticky, like this already is, this is too sticky for us to pour, you can always reheat it, which obviously we're going to have to do. I'm going to put a little bit more glitter in there. Ooh, that's a lot of glitter. Yeah, we're gonna have to reheat this. This obviously is way too sticky to pour. But the color's not too bad, so we're gonna see how that looks. So I'll be right back and I'm gonna reheat this. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and pour this. So we got a nice consistency here. So we're going to pour it into this reservoir. It's about almost full. Take the plunger, and then we're going to gently squeeze into the mold. Until it starts coming out the end, like it just did there. And then take the plunger out, and you want to set it up on its end to cool. So what we'll do is, while that one's cooling, we're going to go ahead and pour another one, since the mixture is still nice and hot. I think I poured a little too much in the last one, and I think I did the same thing for this one. Now if you pour too fast or plunge too fast, the stuff will squish out of the mold and you'll get a misshapen lure. But you want to make sure that all the bubbles are out. And then again, you want to tilt it up. This one I'm going to leave on its side for right now until it cools. Maybe I'll leave the plunger in. That way it doesn't okay. It may have enough to do one more. Oh yeah, we're still pretty warm here. So I'm going to fill this one up. Well, not fill it up. I'm going to put in just enough, I think that'll be enough to fill it. And this will probably be the last one because the mixture is starting to cool. And see, we have a problem here. This one is not going to work because there's a plug in the mold. So unfortunately that one will not work. So we'll switch to this one. Hopefully this one will work. Yeah, our mixture is starting to cool. It's starting to get lumpy. And that doesn't work too well when you're plunging it down. I made a mess of this one. Yeah, once it starts making that crunchy noise, you know it's not going to work too well because it's starting to get way too cool. But it looks like we had enough to make that one. Okay, so we'll let these cool and we'll take a look, peel them out and take a look. Okay, so these are probably cooled by now. So let's take these apart and see what we got. Alright, so let's take this apart. Now if it sticks like this, they recommend using like Pam or some sort of stuff like that to keep it from sticking. I lost a little bit of the head here, but there we go. And we'll go and we'll trim this up. Doesn't look like much now, and yeah, I lost a lot of the head, so I'll have to cut that. See how our little crawfish did. Okay. So let's take this one apart. This one came out a lot better, as you can see. We'll bust that part out and we'll trim that off in a minute, or a few minutes. Alright. And there we go. And the last one, our little wacky worm. Looks like we got some bubbles in it, so this one may not come out as nice as I drop it. So let's take this one apart. Remember, save your scraps. Your scraps always can be reheated and used again. And this one actually came out really good. And there's our little wacky worm. And again, I'm going to trim these up, and you can see the fleck in there. So those look pretty cool. Here's some of the finished bait. You know, a nice little worm there with some fleck in there. Our little crawdad. Again, with some, you can see the fleck all the way through it. And then another one. This one kind of had to cut short because of the end got a little hollow.